All right. Wait for a few people to come in the room and get on with the get on. And first stream since we've been on lockdown. But yeah, like the title says, and I'm about to explain why I feel that way. And this is gonna be another good one, everybody. So everybody come on in, take a seat, relax. Well, you should be in anyway. You don't have nowhere pertinent to be at. Don't have nowhere to go. Should be inside. Hey, De Silva, how you doing, Queen? Welcome. Hey, OC Song, how you doing? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it has been a long time. I must admit, yeah, it has been. How you been? How you been, De Silva? Hope everyone's doing well. Anyway, so I see got a few people watching, so I'm gonna go on and get into it. So as you all can see, with the name of the ARA, what up, DOD? As you all can see, the name of the title, why I feel that way, and those we all know by now that we're in lockdown. I'm here in California. Um, if you don't have there's an order, particularly here in Los Angeles, but I believe it's California wide, statewide, is that there's a stay-at-home order. If you don't have anywhere pertinent to be, unless you're not getting essentials or have to be at work, we've been ordered to stay inside, stay indoors. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because I've stated before and I spoke about the situation as far as this virus is that being at home, it'll give you time and a chance to take care of things that you otherwise probably didn't have time to take care of, especially those that are out of work. Now, I'm thankful to the Most High that I'm still able to work. This is one of my off days, but there are a lot of people who are not able to work because of this, and I understand that, and I put myself in solidarity with them, and I have an understanding heart. But this is a good chance to take care of some things you need to take care of. Not to mention those that are at work. I understand that Trump's putting in place certain policies, certain programs now that are allow people to be able to still get some kind of money, some kind of stimulus package he put in place. He's also put a halt to like evictions and things like that, as far as people not being able to pay the rent and stuff. So that's good. That's a good thing. I mean, we see that this is more serious than a lot of us thought, and also made it plain and clear that I do take this serious. I'm just not letting it dominate my psyche as far as being fearful of it, because I know the God that I serve has something in plan. See, he this is I look at this as a test, and without a test, you can't have a testimony. So this is how I choose to see this whole thing. This is how I choose to look at this. This is how I choose to understand how this works. Yo, what's going on, James Holden? Oh, you in James Hudson? You in Long Beach, huh? Well, be safe, brother. Be safe. And Brian Ferris. Yeah, everybody stay safe out there. I mean, if you don't have to be outside, please be inside somewhere. And being inside, I look at it as this is just another form of, to me, of relaxing, catching up on some much needed rest and stuff. You know, if I didn't have to, hey Annette B, how you doing, love? If I didn't have to be, if I wasn't up yesterday, heck, I would have probably slept in all day. I would have probably stayed asleep the whole day. But I realize though it's you don't want to always be asleep. It's something to take care of. But yeah, there's things I could do now. I could do some reading, some writing, catch up on some books and stuff like that. And there's so many things that people can do to occupy their mind as far as not instead of worrying about this virus, because this too shall pass. We've dealt with things before similar to this, and God has taken care of us the whole time. He has definitely gotten us through some situations. He has gotten us through a whole lot of things, and me myself, I could speak personally about some stuff that He's personally delivered me from and got me out of some serious situations. So we shouldn't let this. We cannot let this dominate us. We cannot let this win us. Whether they say that they're working on a cure and they're working on some stuff, fine. And I gotta admit, there have been some anxieties I've had. I mean, I'm hearing that more and more people are catching it. Like, I just found out today that Harvey Weinstein, he just contracted this virus. I'm like, wow. I mean, he caught it fast. I mean, so, I mean, that's something. It's a question that I have myself. How are people contracting this? So anyway, just have to be vigilant, guys. We have to be very vigilant. We have to be alert and be aware of what's going on. But still get on with our lives, though. We still have to get on with what we're doing. 2020. This is still the beginning of 2020, and you know what? This could be like looked at as a big test to go into 2020. When a lot of us when January got here, a lot of us were talking about 2020 vision. Yeah, none of us envisioned that there would be a virus on a global level that we would have to contend with. None of us saw this coming. None of us saw this coming at all. And I just want to just tell everyone to just keep your heads up and be encouraged. Keep your eyes on the prize, and keep your eyes to heaven above. I mean, it's because we will get through this. Um, I see there's quite a few people in the room today. Annette B, OC Song, DOD is here, De Silva, James Hudson. I appreciate you guys being here. Everybody, please meet each other, talk to one another, get to know each other, share each other's info, go to each other's channels. By all means, do that. Appreciate you all. Also support the channel, y'all, at paypal.me/Real Aaron Collins, as well as patreon.com/Real Aaron Collins. Thank you all so much. Now, here's a rule I have for trolls. If there is a troll in here, by all means, please stick around. You might learn something. One thing I do say though, if you want to cause dissension, I got mods here. They'll take care of you. That's my hit squad. And if you feel like trolling, if you're gonna do something, say something disrespectful, they're gonna take you out. It's that simple. Exactly. The Silver says, so true. I'm focusing on getting my natural healing herbs business off the ground. This is the time to focus on family and what you want to do when this is over. That's all the Almighty will bring us through. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Monique. Monique Hill in the building. Yep. Exactly, the Silver. Exactly. And that's the way we need to look at it. I mean, I'm working on getting my business off the ground as well as my film career. That's something I've been working on and gonna continue to keep working on it, because y'all, it's so much out here to still do. I mean, we can do a whole lot more. I mean, there's a scripture that says something to the effect of, "He whose mind is stayed on the Lord." I don't remember the rest of that scripture. I know some of you all know what I'm trying to say. But bottom line is, he whose mind is stayed on God is going to be at peace. We just got to focus on Him. And that's not to say that ignore what's going on in the world. You can't walk around with your head in the clouds. You can't walk around but in the air as if nothing's happened. That's not what that means. But at the same time, what it's saying is that don't let the world situation continue to just hold you in bondage, hold you in complete and utter fear. You know, I went to an online service for the church I go to. We had an online service. At first, I have to admit, I was not too crazy about how the House of God not meeting, and I still have some reservations about that because I believe that the church should be the last place to close, that the church should have its doors open. But on the other hand, I also realize you have to comply to whatever the law says, and the Bible does say that to obey the laws of the land. So I can understand that as well. So I'm not completely I'm not completely closed-minded to the fact that, like I was saying before, it just took me by surprise. Um, However, this whole thing about the social distancing, I'm really not too fond about it. I mean, legalize social distancing. Now, me personally, I'm a lone wolf by nature, so I kind of practice my own social distancing. But that's not because I want to. That's not because I'm anti-people. I'm just I'm mostly a loner. Do a lot of things by myself. I don't have no problem with being with people. I just do a lot of things by myself. But this whole 6 foot rule. I mean, I was in the store today, and I was actually at a store that's down the street from where I live, and I just happened to look down on the floor. I don't know why I didn't notice this before, but I noticed that in the checkout lines leading up, they had red tape that was like signifying the 6 inch rule. I mean, the 6 foot rule, and I'm like, wow, it's real out here. This is real. They got yeah tape on the ground for people to stand on to be 6 feet from the ground, and I mean 6 feet from one another. And as I look out on the news, I'm talking to friends of mine on the East Coast. They say that New York is not doing so good. I mean, I hear that the National Guard is already on the boots on the ground in New York. Things are happening off in New York City. They're not too happy with the governor Cuomo, and my prayers are with New York City as well as the state of New York too. So I mean, so guys, when we look at our own situation and we look at things that's going on elsewhere, sometimes you gotta kind of weigh in on some stuff and think to yourself, man, maybe my situation is not that bad. And that's not to throw shade. I'm not throwing shade at other people. I'm not looking down on other people. And like I said, my heart is out with the people in New York. Yeah, what's going on, Rob, aka BK's finest? 5,000 and man, my brother, man. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, I have another friend who's also a content creator out in Brooklyn too, and man, 5,000 troops, huh? I mean, y'all, this is something to really, we really need to put this into consideration. This is American soil that we're dealing with. When we think about National Guards and stuff like that, we think about places like Baghdad, Iraq, or Beirut and stuff like that. I could have never imagined this in my lifetime of troops and stuff being on the ground of an American city. Well, I take that back. Because, see, the last time I can think of something like that, while I was born, was back in 92, right here where I'm living now, Los Angeles, California. Now, this was long before I moved to LA, but I do remember they had National Guards on the ground during the riots when the 4 officers that were acquitted after beating Rodney King, and then the riots broke out here. I remember that they had National Guards on the ground. But something like that as a recent, I mean, this is 2020, and we're contending with something like that. And you know what? I'm getting away from the focus of what I want to talk about. I'm gonna get back on the subject, the reason why I did this title. But I'm just wanting to prove a point here that we can't get so caught up in our own situation We can't get so caught up in our own personal system where we forget what's going on. And as I stated before, maybe this is God's way of knocking on the door of our own hearts and saying, "Hey, listen, I'm trying to get some attention from you. So, okay, I'm gonna allow this stuff to happen so we can so I can get your attention." All right. So anyway, back to the focus of what this title is about. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Like I said, once you're isolated, it gives you more of an opportunity to focus on the Most High. It gives you more of an opportunity to think about the things that you have, to strategize, and to just get. Basically, has your attention to where he could talk to you, because a lot of times, like I said before, we get so caught up in our own daily routine. We get so caught up in what it is that we're trying to do, so caught up in our own little personal whatever, that we tend to forget about God Himself. We tend to forget about Him. I'm not preaching a sermon. I'm not preaching a message. I know I'm mentioning God a lot because I know I'm a follower of God. But the point I'm making is that sometimes we can get so caught up in our own little daily routine that we forget the one who allows us to still breathe and to still do the things we need to do, to still to bless us with what it is we need to do. We sometimes tend to forget that. And I just want everyone to be cognizant of that and to be aware of what's going on sometimes. And I'm guilty of it, y'all. Y'all, I'm not saying nothing to nobody that I'm not guilty of doing. If actually, I'm probably the first person I'm talking to. What's up, Ron 314? I'm probably the first person that I talk to about something, because I believe the one thing I definitely believe is that you um before you start sweeping, start looking at the trash in someone else's home, you need to sweep up the dirt on your own floor. Or better yet, quoting the words of the late great immortal Michael Jackson, the immortal words of the late great Michael Jackson, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. The man in the mirror. So that's all making sense. I mean, before, when you point a finger at another person, you got four more pointed back at you. So that's the concept. I go at it and I understand what's going on, because we shouldn't look down on others. We shouldn't be focusing on what others are doing without first looking at, well, what we got going on in our own lives. And like I said before, I'm just as guilty of doing any of this as anybody else. So yeah, I'm not trying to fall fine or anything like that. And like I said, anything that I'm guilty of doing, I mean, I stand and take full responsibility of it. All right, everyone. So everybody, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me well. If anyone can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Let me know real quick. And I just like to just let everyone know that I'm just glad. Okay, I see a few ones. Okay, cool, awesome. Thank you. What's going on, Makem? Yeah, I'll be the first one to let. I mean, I'm glad to know that everyone is still here and in their right mind and stuff like that. It feels good to be able to see my people and stuff. So yeah, we come. This is also, I look at it from this perspective that when we're inside focusing on what it is we need to focus on, it brings into a perspective of what's really important. what's the most important thing in your life. It brings to perspective, well, what do you hold dear? What do you hold near and dear to you? You know, what is in your life that is so that's what's good to you. You know, that's what it brings to perspective of. So yeah, so that's what that's all about. You know, do you hold material things more important? And there's nothing wrong with having material stuff, but it comes to it brings into perspective of what is, do you put the material things before humanity itself? You know, there's nothing wrong with having material stuff. I mean, I want material stuff too, but I'm not putting it over human life. And this isolation here should bring certain things into perspective, bring certain things. And, you know, a lot of people look at this isolation, oh, we under martial law. They're trying to control us. You know, it's real easy to fall into the conspiracy theories and stuff of what's going on. But, you know, I also look at it this way. It is their way of trying to keep us safe and keep people protected. So I understand that. I understand that they want people to be healthy, that they want people to be in one piece and stuff. So I get that. Do we have some politicians out there that are hard asses and police out there? Do you have some people in the elite that could be considered, well, assholes? Yeah, they're there. But I'm not putting it on all of them. You do have some people out there that are genuinely concerned about the well being and the health of the general public. So I get that. And bottom line, you know, we do have to follow the rules. I mean, it's like people talk so much about rules, people talk so much about lawlessness, but one thing about rules is that that's what they're there for, to instill order. There's this Russian philosopher named Dostoevsky. He said something that is very poignant, particularly to this particular situation. He said that you could tell how society is by the way it treats its inmates. Now, no one here is an inmate, but the point is, he was saying that the way people treat, the way an inmate is treated in this society, that's how that society is. Is that you see the recklessness that's going on. That's how you see the inmates. I mean, are like, you see how the society is. I mean, he said he made a lot of good points, and he said some very quotable things. Dostoevsky, a Russian, I believe, a philosopher of some kind or a strategist. Anyway, try to Google him. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm hoping everyone is yeah, exactly. Thank you, Annette B. Yeah, like I'm saying, I'm hoping everyone here is somewhere safe. I hope everyone is somewhere where they can get some rest and some relaxation. To everyone here that's watching, I have some. If I have people watching from overseas, welcome, thank you, and my heart goes out to you as well. Everyone that is watching, particularly those that are abroad that are in a lot of these countries. My heart and prayers go out to you, and I want to thank you for tuning in to watch me as well. I want to thank everyone that's made it, took time out of their schedule, took time out of their day to come and see me. Thank you all so much. And you know, it is always a blessing for people. Okay, hold on. I don't know what this is all about. Anyway, y'all. Yeah, it's always a blessing for people to come by and just take time out to see. I mean, I don't take it for granted when I do live streams for people to come and to come and spend time with me. I thank you all so much. That is such a, it is a real blessing. And you know, when when people do that, when they want to hear what you have to say, I don't take that for granted. I find myself repeat myself, but I want everyone to know how I feel. Another thing too that I believe, and I believe I've covered this before, is that it's family. Family is very important. You know, when you're at home, just call somebody up and just tell them that you love them. You know, hug your kids, hug your wife, hug your husband. You know, just let them know that they mean a lot to you. That you are just mean so much to them. Let them know that. Yeah, De Silva says, family, friends, health, people, and freedom are what's important to me, not material things. Amen to that. And that's the way it should be with everybody. See, everyone should be that way. I mean, because see, material things come and go, but people, family, and friends, that's something that you can't take for granted, because once they're gone, they're gone. And anytime, every chance I get, I try to let my family know that I'm okay and check on them as well. And sometimes I slip, but I want them to know that I still love them regardless. You know, sometimes you can't always, sometimes you can't always keep track or keep hold of everybody like we want to. But when you get the chance to let them know how it is. Como says it's going to be 6 to 9 months before it gets better. Well, I don't know how true that is, but I believe. See, that's the thing that one of the reasons why I really don't like watching the news is because you got a lot of these people with this gloom and doom. What's up, Doug? How you doing, my brother? Brother Doug is in the building. You got too many of these people with this gloom and doom stuff that's going on that go out of their way to keep people fearful. That's what I've said this before. I've stated this so many times, but it's true that the media is nothing more than a marketing wing of the government. I mean, people want to people are going out of their way. People go out of their way to to, to, to put people in a state of fear. I mean, that's how it is. I'm stuttering right now. People, it's a marketing ploy, propaganda. It's a marketing tool. Let me slow down so I could get my words together, so I could get my bearings, focus on what I'm trying to say. Let me slow down. Okay. The news is designed to instill fear in the masses. That's why they put out the propaganda they do, because it's a marketing tactic. They want to get people to buy more systems, more alarms, more this. More, they want people to do more of that. That's what it's all about. They want people to do all these things just so they could keep the masses. No, oops, sorry, lost my connection. Anyway, I'm back, y'all. I don't know what that was. Anyway, hey, what's up, Flavored? Flavored Genuine, what's going on, my brother? Yeah, quite a few people came in. Okay. But yeah, that's what the purpose of the media is. They want to keep people in a state of fear. They want people to buy more stuff. Sometimes though it's good to look at the news. You know, we do want to be informed. We do be alert and be aware. But I really don't like to watch the news that much and stuff. But as far as this isolation, I don't look at that isolation as a death sentence. It's not it's not that bad. Like I said before, use this as a time to reflect and to catch up on some things. Use it as a time to get to do you. Use it as a time to be what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word I'm looking for. To be complacent. Hold on. I hate it when something is on my mind, when I got something at the tip of my tongue and it leaves me that quick. That bothers me so much. Hmm. Use it as a time to become more holy, to be fulfilled, to be purified, to be cleansed. You know, use it as a time to become that. Use this as a time to become more focused, to become more of a yeah, to become more focused, to become more qualified. Anyway, I'm losing track of what it is I'm trying to say. I see the enemy is trying to vex me. He's trying to trip me up as far as what the message I'm trying to get out there. But I'm not going to let him. I am not going to let him trip me up. I'm going to say what it is that the Lord wants me to say to people, and I'm going to get my message out. You see, use this as a time to do some things though that you always wanted to work on. Like some of you wanted to try something new. Those of you who are trying to get a channel, I've heard someone say this before. This is the best time of any to focus on getting some content out, to focus on getting your channel out there. For those of you out there that are watching who want to start channels, who want to get their channel out, this is the best time as ever to start your channel. Start your own YouTube channel and start making some content. Start focusing on getting that Patreon account going and at PayPal. And for those of you out there who do have businesses, have online businesses, I think online businesses are going to skyrocket. I mean, the sales for online businesses is going to be boosted because more and more people are going to be shopping online now more than ever. Because a lot of times they're going to probably be shutting stuff down at a certain time. We already know that they have bars and restaurants and theaters and other stuff. We know that's already closed up. Okay, we get that. So this is a time right now to where you could stock up, get those Netflix subscriptions going. Yeah, I watch Netflix too, and binge watch some series or something that you've been wanting to watch, stuff that you've been putting off. I'm just I'm just giving some ideas, y'all. That's all. The silver says tap into your higher self and creativity. Yeah, I agree, Aaron. Online businesses will be in higher demand. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I like what you said too. Tap into your creativity. Tap into your higher self and pay more attention to what it is you need to do. You know, because like I said before, y'all, it's nothing now, but there's no excuses. You have a full green light, and we can definitely the sky is the limit. Matter of fact, the sky is not even the limit because I'm trying to go even beyond the sky. With God, there is no limits. There are no limits. There are no limits at all. And like I said before, without no test, there's no testimony. Without no test, there's no testimony. You know, you got to go through something to get something. And I can't think of nothing that people are going through other than this global pandemic that is sweeping literally the entire world. I mean, you got whole countries that are shutting down. And I think I hear that Italy is just now getting back on its feet. But you saw what this virus did to that country. The whole nation was brought to its feet. See, brought to its knees. You know, sometimes you have some situations where you have to be humbled. You know, humility is a serious thing. Being humble is also a serious thing. And sometimes if you won't humble yourself, sometimes situations will happen that'll make you become humble. So sometimes things will happen in your life that'll make you take notice and pay attention to what's going on around you. I know I probably said this before, but for those who didn't hear me say it before, I said that sometimes we could get so caught up in our own daily routine and our own lives and livelihoods that we forget about what's really important in life, that we shun the thing that's really should be focus. We should focus on, and we do all this other stuff, and then we just forget that that we're not all that important. Sometimes we have to be put in that position to where you're not necessarily the smartest one in the room. That there's other people too to be considerate of. And like I said, no, it happens to all of us. Now I've been in those situations before too, where I've had to be humble. And I think, trust me when I say this, but you would rather humble yourself, because the one thing that you don't want to happen is for God to have to humble you himself. Trust me when I say this. But the last person that I can think of that God had to humble, he was crawling around on all fours with feathers growing out of his body and claws before he had to be brought back to his senses. So, yeah, I'm talking about King Nebuchadnezzar. Well, that king, he was a king who got lifted up in pride. But the point I'm trying to make is sometimes you have to humble yourself. And this isolation, this lockdown, this quarantine, in a way, I think is a form of humility. For some, if you look at it from a spiritual perspective, it's a form of humility. It's a form of being brought to your knees. It's a form of us being taken off our high horse, being taken off our little self-made pedestals and fortresses and monuments to ourselves. Sometimes we have to be broken up in order to be put back together. You know, sometimes you have to go through that threshing process. Because sometimes some of us think that, oh, we did this on our own. Oh, you did it on your own? Oh, so you didn't have no help from above. Oh, so that what you're saying is you did pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, that you did do this by yourself. Is that what you're really saying? Oh, okay. So that's when God will step in and be like, so I'm going to have to show you that you did not do this on your own. I'm going to have to show you that I was at the start of this, that I was the reason why you made it this far. But since you won't give me any glory for it, I'm gonna have to show you why you should. And that's when God will have to show you His full glory. Now, y'all, don't get scared and run. Don't leave the live and don't panic. That's not what I'm saying God's gonna do. I'm just saying that sometimes God will have to, for those who do get lifted up in pride like that, sometimes God has to bring you back down. That's all I'm saying. Everybody relax. And that's all. I mean, and once again, God is not in the habit of trying to scare people. He's not in the habit of bullying people into serving Him. He does love us, and I love Him. I mean, and I've said, and like I said before, I look at this whole lockdown, this quarantine. I look at this as a positive. See, COVID-19 has no victory over me, but I look at this whole thing in a positive sense as a lesson to be learned by all that if the greatest nation in the world could be brought to its knees, and I do mean the United States of America, could be brought to its knees with the rest of the world, then that's something to behold, and that's something to really think about and consider. Don't think that you did this on your own. Rob BK's finest said, "I'm going to be the number one wrench in their top." Oh, okay, you in the net. I'm having a conversation. All right, but yeah, y'all. I mean, that's all what it's all about. I mean, he's not trying to bully people. He's not trying to. People even actually, I've even heard people even go as far as to blame God Himself for this virus. No, it's not God's fault that this virus happened because the Bible even plainly states that in the last days, one of the things that's going to happen will be plagues and pestilences. Well, that's this is what's going on. I mean, COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever. And like I said, I got this from a friend of mine. I don't like to be saying the name over and over again. We all know what it is by now. We've been inundated in the media with it. This issue, this pandemic that we're dealing with right now, is one such pestilence. So we're not gonna let this though stop us from doing what we're doing. All it is just saying, just slow down, take some time off, get you some rest. As far as the stimulus packages and stuff that's going on, I hear that they're talking about giving everyone $1,000. Well, hey, if they want to give me an extra $1,000, by all means, I'll certainly take it. And I know it's meant more for the people who are who've been set out of their jobs and stuff. A lot of people's jobs will let go of their work because they ain't go to work, and I understand that their hardships and stuff like that. And my heart goes out to them. I understand what's going on because see, some people probably can't afford to stay at home and can't afford to not to be missing work and stuff like that. I get that. Some people need to be working, so I understand that, and I respect that too. You know, but yeah, I mean, I'm so glad to be here with everyone, guys. Know each other, support one another, get to talk to each other, go to each other's channels. I have no problem with that. Support this channel, y'all, at paypal.me/the real Aaron Collins. So it's patreon.com/the real Aaron Collins. If somebody could put that in the chat, one of the mods, I appreciate it. But yeah, y'all, I mean, this is just what what it all boils down to, y'all. This is what we just have to do. And I've said this before too, and I know I've said this before, but sometimes I think, particularly when it comes to us as black people, I'm taking it back to us for a minute. But sometimes we have to be put in a position to where we have no choice but to come and embrace each other and to even rely on each other for stuff because we see what's happening in the mainstream society. So maybe this whole thing with this pandemic would even bring us to the place where we could start becoming more neighborly toward one another in our own community. Yeah, I know this pandemic is affecting everybody, and I'm not excluding everybody, but for this particular focus right now, I'm doing it for a minute to talk to us to say that we need to become a little bit more welcoming of each other because think about it. For those of us who live in the black community, well, for some of us, the black community is all we know. And if you know you can't be somewhere else, well, if you know you're gonna be around other people that look like you, then what choice do you have but to learn to live together? What's up, Flavor? Flavor says it would be the government of China that is responsible for allowing the virus to spread instead of listening to the warnings from Dr. Lu Weilong to discourage travel until it is contained. Yeah, we know that yeah, this originated in Wuhan, China. People say it came from a meat market. Some people say it came from folks eating bats. Well, wherever it came from, it was not contained. Um, it wasn't contained in time, and it got out of hand. And now we got a pandemic on our hands. So, yeah. Matter of fact, some people who were trying to go public with it were silenced. But see, this is what happens when a Pandora's box is open, and when you try to hide something, when you try to sweep it under the rug as if it didn't happen, this is what happens. This is what can happen. And bats are the last thing I would eat for. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, Flavor. To where we have no choice but to embrace each other. And I say that because we just don't. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Doug. How about right now? Everyone put once again, everybody put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, put a one in the chat. I don't wanna. I want everything I say to come out clearly. Oh, no sound. Oh boy. Everyone put a one. Okay, okay, good, good, good. All right, thank you. My bad, y'all. My bad. And that's another thing too. I'm still working on getting this equipment because you know what, y'all, we can these phones and stuff. We can go so far with these phones. Okay, I'm real thankful for the phones and stuff, but y'all, I'm ready to do some professional streams with some professional equipment. I'm really getting tired of using this phone because see, phones you can are so limited. You can only do so much with a phone, and then a phone is gonna eventually it's gonna show you that it's just a phone. So yeah, but yeah, I'm glad to know that everyone here is doing well. I hope everyone is in a safe place. Is everybody safe at home, or some of you at work? Just put a yes if everyone is safe. Let me know that you're safe, because I want to make sure everyone is safe and well and away from the madness. And so far, from what I've been hearing, I've been seeing, people are seemingly acting right now. I don't see anyone doing anything outright outrageous and stuff, being disrespectful. I mean, like the sir, I heard like when this was first starting to jump off, I did hear about the ladies in two ladies in London that got into it over some toilet paper. And one of them got a concussion because they actually got into a fight. I mean, y'all, we gotta be way more mindful. We can't lose our senses over certain things. I mean, is toilet paper important? Well, obviously, by all means, it's important. But I don't really think that people should be sitting up there buying several dozen rolls of toilet paper. I mean, because that's where you're being inconsiderate. I mean, you got to think about other people too. Now, other people need to use this toilet paper as well. So let's think about other people. I'm good. I'm glad I got all the yeses in there. I'm good. I'm glad everyone is safe. I'm glad to know that you guys are safe too. I'm safe also. I'm glad to know everyone is safe. Flavor Genuine says, other than that, I'm doing okay. Recently, I just started and continue to practice driving behind the wheel, and looking forward to going back to the DMV around May and the summer months for the test. All right, cool, cool. No, Flavor, you didn't. You good, my brother. And Rob says, stop people. You don't need 30 bullet. Yeah, to wash out. I agree. I mean, I said that before, Rob. I mean, it ain't that much ass wiping in the damn world for you to need that much toilet paper. Anyway, see, this is what I like to do. I mean, sometimes some of these things we gotta laugh at, and when this whole thing is over with, I guarantee it's gonna be people in their homes that's gonna have access to toilet paper. I guarantee it's gonna be people trying to sell it. They're gonna be trying to sell it. Like, you shouldn't have got that much to begin with. Now, I'm not saying that if somebody wanted to sell some toilet paper and I just had the money that I wouldn't buy it. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on how much they're selling it for. I mean, maybe, and maybe not. But I'm just trying to make the point that sometimes folks just go overboard with stuff, and sometimes I mean, a lot of that stuff that people are doing, that's just outright. That's just outrageous. Now you didn't need that much to begin with, and then like I said before, when I first started talking about this, when it comes to hand sanitizer and soap and stuff, that right there, that's just personal hygiene. You should wash your hands anyway. I mean, that's normal. That's common courtesy. You're supposed to wash your hands. You're supposed to do these things. No one should have to tell you to do this stuff. Yeah, I'm getting off topic again myself because I actually covered all that other stuff. But I'm pretty much, I think I've just pretty much talked about what it is to be home. You should be at home anyway. You should be at home. Now, if you're not at a club, I mean, what is out here in the street anyway to begin with? And sometimes, y'all, I like to just go for little walks. I like to go for walks, y'all, sometimes, and just see what's going on in the world, see what people are up to, and sometimes I just like to just go for a nice, refreshing walk. I understand that also. But other than that, though, there's really nothing out here that's worth getting into. I mean, yeah, everybody just go and stay home and relax, catch up on some stuff, catch up on some reading and stuff, catch up on a lot of things that we've been putting off. You know, that's what it's all about. And we gotta like I said, everyone just keep your eyes on the prize and keep pushing forward. Keep dealing with keep up with the same energy of 2020, y'all. Of 2020, we're going on ahead because 2020 is still ahead of us, y'all. We only in the month of March. We're only 3 months into 2020, so we still got time. We're still in the beginning of the year. Now this right here is I could say that this is just a test. Nikki C, Divine Perfection. What's going on, love? Oh, you didn't get the notification? Oh. Well, you here now, boo. Y'all show Nikki some love. This is my girl, Nikki C, Divine Perfection. So yeah, no, we just we hear y'all. We just here kicking it in the chat, kicking it in the stream, just hanging out with my people. Dealing with y'all. We all inside together. Everybody inside, just relaxing and just chilling out and just doing what we do. Just learning from one another. Shoot. I mean, like I like being on panels and lives and stuff, but a lot of times I love to listen to other folks too. Talk about. I mean, this is something else too. Since we all here, we can all listen to one another. Everybody listen to what people got to say. What's going on? You know. Oh, Nikki. You know what? You didn't really miss nothing. I was just pretty much just talking about, what being here, like the title says. What's the positives of just being isolated, of being inside? Saying that, yeah, we on lockdown is in effect, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Because like I covered before, that this is the time to take advantage of some stuff that you missing out on, like catch up on some old reading, some writing, catch up on some stuff, spend time with family, or basically just to sit down and just relax, just to sit down and get some rest or something like that. Some stuff that the things that we normally take for granted because we're so busy going on about with our daily lives that we forget about the things that's important to us. And we also forget about what God is too. Sometimes we can forget God himself. Sometimes he has to allow us to be in a position, in a situation to where we have no choice but to look to him. And that's what I was saying about use this quarantine as. Look at this quarantine as a positive thing, but don't look at it as a death sentence to life in general. Yeah, is it gonna change some things that we know about as life? Is it gonna adjust some stuff? Of course it is. But change is good. Sometimes some changes need to be put in place so that we could like see what really matters. We could see what's really in store for us, see what's really important. Sometimes that type of stuff needs to happen. That's what I want to put out there. I want to put that energy out there, and I also want to share a positive word for everyone, for those who are watching this live that are feeling down, that are feeling overwhelmed by what's going on in the media with all the negative reports and stuff. I'm here to be that voice of reason, let everyone know that, listen, it's going to be all right. To keep our eyes on the prize, and that it's not as bad as people are making it out to be. No, I'm not. I'm not going to work tonight. I'm off tonight. I'm off tonight. I was off yesterday too. I go back tomorrow night. And I was saying I'm thankful to be one of the ones that work that is working. And I realize a lot of people were called off their jobs and they're not allowed to work because of this. But one thing I am glad to see that they're trying to talk about the government is getting these stimulus packages out to people for hardships that they're not able to work, to giving them some kind of money to allowing them to get some kind of unemployment benefits. And I'm also glad to see that Trump put a halt to evictions and things like that. They're even like here in LA, they're even trying to get the homeless people off the streets, get some extra beds and stuff. And you know, I see the efforts that they're trying to make, and I'm not gonna sit there and knock them. I mean, is it something they should have done a long time ago? Yeah, perhaps I get that, but I'm glad to see that. Okay, well now that we see that the situation is happening, okay, so they're trying to do something about it. Well, okay, the action. I'm looking at the actions of right what's going on right now. So, fine, they're getting into place. That's good. Tomorrow you are working. Just check. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Nikki. Yep. So yeah, that's what it is all about. You know, that's what's going on here. You know, gotta let folks know that this is not as bad as we tend to think. I mean, let's not look at this as a bad thing. That's what I'm saying. I can't tell other people how to feel. I'm just trying to be an encourager here, though, because like I was saying, as people, human beings, we're social creatures. We're used to being around each other. We're used to being around other people. So this 6 foot distance and 10 foot distance stuff, this social distancing, I get it. I totally get it that a lot of us don't like to live that way, and yeah, that's understandable. But just use this as a time to reflect and to get to know ourselves. Use this as a time to get to each other. No, they didn't shut everything down. There's still a few stores that's open stuff. Actually, I did a little bit of shopping today. Oh, and Nikki, you'll be glad to know that when I went and did some shopping today, I got some fruits. I got some grapes. Well, yeah, that's all I got so far. Some grapes, but I'm gonna also get some. I saw some watermelon and some cantaloupes. I want to get too. I'm gonna get that. Yep. I'm gonna get my fruits on, and I also got me some snacks. Of course, you know I gotta get my snacks. Got to get my snacks. Got me some slider burgers, some frozen White Castles. Yeah, y'all, I eat White Castle. I grew up. I was born and raised in Chicago. See, some of y'all don't know about White Castle. I grew up on them slider burgers. I ain't gonna lie. Them sliders, that man, that's some good eating right there. For those of y'all who don't know what White Castle is, that is a restaurant chain we have in Chicago. Now we grew up with the White Castle restaurants. I understand today you could buy the White Castle burgers in stores, and I did get some from 7-Eleven, but I grew up eating them little bitty burgers as a kid in Chicago. So yeah, that's some good eating. Man, I mean, I just love talking to y'all. I love spending time with y'all. I love sitting here laughing and chit chatting with everybody. You all come in here, listen to me. It makes my day. It makes my heart fun to know that people want to spend time listening to little old me, and you know it's a blessing, and I don't take it for granted. It's been an hour now. I'm about to go and wrap this up, but this is this is good. This is good for everyone to listen to one another, and this is a good thing for everyone to spend time and to reflect. Like I said, y'all support this channel at paypal.me/DeRayAaronCollins, as well as patreon.com/DeRayAaronCollins. I hope everyone got something out of this. For those who missed the beginning. The playback is going to be up. You can just hear what I said in the playback. And y'all, once again, keep your head up. No, be prayed up. Stay alert. Be aware. Be vigilant. But don't be paranoid. Don't be fearful. Don't be caught up in the hysteria. All right. Just be aware. Tell your loved ones that you love them. Try to help somebody. Be safe. Of course, be sanitary. You carry your hand sanitizer with you. Do all that. Definitely want to comply with what's going on. When you sneeze and cough, please cover your face. Please don't get droplets all over the place, please. And by all means, everyone, like I said before, just be safe. Do the best you can. Be as sanitary as you can. I'm not saying walk around with a hazmat suit on, but everyone just do what just do it. Be as just clean and hygienic as you can be. To all that's what's basically possible to do. All that's appropriate. So yeah. But anyway, everyone, as usual, I love you all. About to relax for the rest of the day or the evening now, but just relax, do some reflecting, do some stuff that I need to do. Take my own advice and let everyone know that do the same. Be safe wherever you are until we meet again. I'm gonna drop some more uploads starting tomorrow, and y'all, let's do this. So I have you all in my prayers. Do the same for me, and remember, everyone, 2020 vision is still in full effect. That's right, 2020 vision, and we gonna do this. We gonna do this, and we gonna do it well. So everybody, with that said, I'm out. Love you all. Keep your head up.